Bok bok chicken chicken bok. Bok bok chicken chicken bok. Bok bok chicken chicken bok. Bok 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 bok.
Oh yeah guys, how the frig's it going today? It's motherfreaking Saturday. I shouldn't be home right now. There's a little bit of an issue with going to my friend's house this weekend, so I ended up staying home. And you know what? It's probably a good thing because I don't know how long this nice weather is going to hold on. And I definitely do not want to leave the Trans Am in the driveway this winter and get it covered in snow. Which wouldn't hurt it, but it's just a pain in the ass to clean around it. Now there are some of you who are like, hey Adam, why don't you take the Trans Am and put it in the backyard and park it there for the winter? Because you should never park your car on grass. Parking a car on grass is a way to rot the undercarriage prematurely. And the reason why I know this is because when I was looking for my Trans Am back in 2002, I was looking for an F-body. Didn't matter Trans Am or Camaro. I just wanted a GM F-body for some reason. I don't know why I had such an attraction to them, but I did. Probably because I daily drove a Ford Tempo and the Ford Mustang from that era, from 1990 or 1986 to 1994, or was it 1992? Anyway, it kind of sort of looked like a Ford Tempo on steroids, so I didn't want the same car, just faster. Mind you, if I had the Mustang, I probably would have sold the Tempo and just daily driven the 5-liter Mustang all winter, because I wouldn't have felt so bad doing that, because Fox bodies are, I don't know, to each their own. Like, they're nice cars and all, but it's not like the Mustangs you see now. Like, you look at the Camaros and the Trans Ams, right? And you look at, like, the 1980, 1981 Pontiac Trans Am or Firebird, and you look at the 82 Firebird, and it's basically the same body style, sort of. Like, it's long, it's got that slanted hood. The 82, they obviously had poppy-uppy headlights, but even the Camaros, they weren't that far off from being the Camaro of 80. Like, it still had, like, the square headlights or the round, whatever. Still had the headlight the same. The body was the same kind of sort of design with that long hood and small cabin area and that narrow-ass trunk. But then you look at the 1980s Mustang, and when it turned into the Fox body, it just looked stupid. Like, they made it into a compact car, and it just didn't appeal to me. And I know a lot of people buy them and turn them into drag racing cars, and they're great platforms for that because they already got a lot of the done-up material in them, like the Ford 9-inch rear end. And, you know, some of them have the quad-link suspension, so they're already set up for, like, some serious squat action. So if you put a real motor under the hood, not saying the 5-liter back then wasn't a real motor. It put out 225 horsepower, pretty respectable for 1980s. But in this day and age, you can buy a 4-cylinder that puts out 220 horsepower, naturally aspirated probably. I know a couple 4-cylinders that'll do 200 horse. Turbo motors out there that'll drop 320. Look at the Turbo 2.3 from Ford. Jesus Murphy, that thing there just, it's ridiculous. Putting out 300 and some odd horsepower is no problem all friggin' day long. I'd totally buy a Mustang with that engine, like one of the new ones. But anyway, I digress. That's why I was all on the run for a Pontiac. And there's a couple of the cars that I looked at back in the day, which were kept in a field or Buddy parked it in his backyard and tarped it, but he didn't park it on a tarp. He just parked it and then put a tarp over top of it. So all the acids from the grass could just lick the underneath and ruin it. And sure enough, the one car, I remember I opened the door and I looked down and I could see the bottom of the carpet was wet. When I lifted the carpet up to take a look, you could clearly see the grass. Like, there was a massive hole right through the foot floor. And I'm like, Buddy was asking like $3,800 for the car. And I'm like, bro, you got a friggin' hole big enough I could crawl through it. Like, what the hell? Oh, I didn't know that was there. I'll knock an extra $100 off for you. Like, keep your car, I'm out. A couple Camaros I looked at, like, it needed engine work. Buddy's like, oh, I got the engine in the garage. It's not in the... I'm like, well, how much for you to put the motor back in the damn thing? Oh, I still got to do some rebuilding on the motor. It's not ready to go yet, but, you know, you can take it to be a good project. No, I'm looking for a turnkey. Like, come on. And I lucked out and found this car, which belonged to my brother's friends. Well, they got a divorce and she took the car in the separation and literally did it out of spite because I ended up with the car. She sold it to me. I think I paid like $1,500 for it. The only thing wrong with it was it needed a catalytic converter, which was like $300 because the muffler had a gaping hole in it. And then I just basically drove the shit out of it since then. Didn't put any real money into it. Well, I rebuilt the brake system because it failed. Then I had the transmission rebuilt because 700 R4s are hand grenades. So it blew up and I had to get it fixed. And then I did. But anyway, guys, what today we're going to do is we're going to take the car out for a rip. One last rip snot around town. Probably going to park it. which means we also got to get the garage ready to take the Trans Am, which means I got to move the barbecue, I got to move my ice fishing gear, got to take everything out of the way so I can get the car in there, then put everything back in there and get it ready for winter mode, also known as ice fishing mode. All right, let's pitter patter. First, I'm going to eat some chicken. Alright, one of my concerns is I haven't driven the car in like a friggin' while. Last time I drove it was when I worked security for Pride. I don't think I drove it after that. I might have taken it out for a quick rip, but I honestly don't think I did, because after that, it's when I went to Santa's Wonderland, or Santa's Village in Bracebridge, and I don't think I drove it after that, because I can't remember. So we're going to see if it starts. I also thought about a potential destination for the cruise today if we do go. It's to this place in town called Value Village. If you live in Canada, I think it's only a Canadian thing. It might not be. It might be American too. But it's, oh shit, it's literally a thrift store where they just sell people's old junk, pretty much. I could probably stock them up with stuff, to be honest. But my buddy was saying the speakers for the Trans Am 4x6, he's like, you could buy new, or you could go to Value Village and probably pick up a set for $5. People are always dumping crap there. You never know what you're going to find. He goes, go check it out. Because you might even find fishing gear there. People will empty out their sheds and just drop their shed contents off at Value Village. You might find an old Shimano reel that's actually of real value at the village. Hence the name of the place. So first we're going to go out to the garage. I got to do some moving around of stuff to make sure the Trans Am can fit, i.e. barbecue can't be blocking the bay door. And we're going to get the ice hut and all that ready to go. Snowblower has to come out. Bike has to go into the pit. So on and so forth. Let's get out there and get working on this. Worst case Ontario, if this ends up being a two-parter, i.e. I can't get the car started today because the battery's shot, then we need to put a charge to it before we can get it parked in here. Not a big freaking deal, because do I need the bay door open? No, I don't. We'll just make this a two-parter, because we can do that now. Anyway, what I really need to do is get rid of all this crap. Could have done a flyer day, but this is from God knows how long ago. This could be a good fire starter. If I don't go out tonight, maybe... Oh, it's gonna rain. Garbage, 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 garbage. Is this all garbage? Alright, so I gotta put some tools away and get this all straightened out. Get this fishing corner all straightened out. That ski should have been in the garbage this year. I don't know why the hell I kept it. I don't know where its counterpart went. Probably already threw that one out. Whatever. We'll get this going. Alright, I got the bike down there. I just gotta move this weed whacker down there. Next year I gotta disassemble the carb on this thing and clear it. Oh yeah. This carb is gummed up with poor fuel, so she won't start. We'll watch. Maybe now I'll be able to get it to start. Let's see if this friggin' piece of shit wants to go. Then she stalls. Stalls right out. Starting to think it's the pre-mixed gas that I'm using, that it's not mixed right. She stalls right away, and there's a lot of blue smoke. So that's what it's doing, and I'm starting to question if it's my fuel mixture. Probably not enough oil in it, so. Personally, for what I want to weed whack, I could probably get away with one of those electric jobbies, and that's probably what I'm going to do next year. So I swept up this pile of garbage. I'm going to have to get rid of it. I got these old coffee cans. A friend on Facebook wanted them for tomato plants indoor. Told her to come and get them, and she never did. Next year, I'm going to be doing some gardening. Maybe I'll hang on to them till then and do something similar, because I was thinking about doing some herbs and spices, and I was probably going to set up something on the back area here, hanging off the wall like something. I don't know. We got all winter to figure that out. Anyway, let me get this all straightened out. We'll get the garage ready to fit the car in it. Then we'll see if she starts. Alright, she's basically ready. Garbage can's gonna come out. Snowblower's gonna come out. That ice shack's gonna come out. And before I do anything, that sled's gonna come down and come out. That way there I can just chuck it off to the side and put it over here, how I had it last year. And then when it comes time for ice fishing, just grab it, pull it out, strap this thing down to it, chuck it in the back of the truck, friggin' hit the road. Head out, freeze her tits off, set up the tent, still freezing her tits off, light this stupid thing, dangle, catch a single perch, and then call it a day. I don't know how much ice fishing I'm going to do this year, guys, but we'll see what we get up to. I'm not making any promises. It was okay last year, like when I wanted to get the itch off. But yeah, it wasn't exactly the greatest. That's why I say, like, right now I'm doing the video every day. But gradually I'm going to run out of ideas for videos. And I'm not going to force videos, guys, because that's just stupid. Forcing videos means boring content, means people are just going to lose interest and not want to watch. And I don't blame them, because I can tell when channel content creators are forcing it versus when I can also tell when they're putting up content because it's the hot topic and it's not part of their thing. I.e. fitness channels talking about Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's a hot topic right now. Well, at the time it was, because of that Dogecoin. You had fitness influencers talking about it, trying to get people to get involved in it, and it's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be talking about bench press, not Dogecoin. Like, smarten up. This is pretty much set up, like I said. I always pull the snowblower out and just park it off. I gotta move the truck too, over a bit more. Actually, no, I'm okay. I am okay. I can easily get the Trans Am in here with the truck where it is. Sweet. But yeah, I'll take this out, chuck it off to the side or something. Snowblower will just go in front of the truck. Last year I used the garbage can. This year I'm going to use a bucket, because I can't tell how close I can get the nose to this stupid setup here. If that wasn't there, I could pull it right in. But because that's there, I normally take this bucket and I'll sit it like right here. And then when I hear the Trans Am hit it, I know that's it. I'm good. That's about as far as I'm going to get. That tripod, I'm going to collapse it, bring it in the house or something. I don't know. All this crap over here is fine where it is. This shovel here is broken. Should have thrown it out this year. Didn't. Whatever. We'll deal with it next year. That old monitor probably doesn't work. We'll deal with that next year. That's my truck tent. Oh, speaker system. I wonder if that still works. That could be useful, to sell on Kijiji. What else? Old minnow net and minnow bucket. That'll be good for next year for sure. I don't know if you guys were around for that night, but holy shit. The kids, the one kid, Logan, bought a net for scooping fish out of the water, but the damn netting on it was so tight that he was able to scoop minnows. Comes over to me and asks me, hey, can I borrow your fish bucket? The friggin' little 5-gallon bucket back there. I don't think it is a 5-gallon. That might be a 3-gallon bucket. I'm like, yeah, sure. He had so many minnows in there. They ran out of oxygen within minutes. He had it stacked to the lid with freaking minnows. It was ridiculous. Like, we had bait for nights and nights and nights. Mind you, we dumped it out at the end because the poor things were dying to death. But like, if I would have grabbed my minnow bucket with the bubbler, I could have easily grabbed like a couple dozen minnows and had them on hand for a while. But I didn't, so... because I wasn't expecting to have live bait. I always fish with fakes because they don't die and they're easier to maintain. You just got to generate the action yourself. This pretty much is where it's going to be. So I guess the next step is to see if we can get the Trans Am to fire up. I have no camera mount in there because I took it out for the trail cam. Shit. Let me see if I can find that camera mount and get that situated. And if not, well, this next part of the video is going to suck for you guys. Alright, I found this thing. We'll see if this actually works. Tomorrow I'm going to be cleaning out the back seat of this truck because holy crap, I found a bunch of crap in there that doesn't need to be in there. So we'll deal with that then. But let's get you guys situated on the window and see if this will actually work. Guys, I hope this is recording. Let's see. Dirty Bird is going to fire up. And that's a hard no. Shit. Okay, we got another plan. Well, guys, battery's too flat to drive it. Battery booster in the truck is too dead. I gotta bring it in the house and charge it. So I got a new idea. Whether or not it's a good one, so that remains to be seen. But I'm gonna take my battery charger over here, put it under the hood of the car, hook it up to the battery, charge it overnight, and then we'll resume this video tomorrow. We're still gonna go to the flea market. We're just gonna not do it in Dirty Bird. And we're still going to go for a drive in Dirty Bird, but we're just going to go for a cruise. Now, before anybody questions why there's a parasitic loss and why I haven't troubleshot it yet in Dirty Bird, I'm going to let you know, I did troubleshoot it. I know what's causing the parasitic loss now. I'm not sure exactly how to fix it because I thought I did fix it. Basically, Dirty Bird has pop-up headlights. And the problem is the pop-up headlights. I recently replaced the motor on those pop-up headlights because of the parasitic draw. I traced it back to that and thought I resolved it by replacing... Where the frig is the bar to hold the hood open? I really should have bought those hood things. Anyway, I bought new headlamp motors, the same ones that the Fieros use, to resolve the issue. I bought them their doorman from some company, Car Auto, Rock Auto, or some shit like that in the United States, and installed them last year. No, not last year. I installed them like a long time ago. There it is. I've actually put it in the car. Smart. That's probably the best thing I ever did. Too bad I forgot I did it. Anyway, I bought them from Rock Auto, installed them, thought that resolved the problem because the parasitic drop was gone, but it wasn't gone. Oh yeah, that'll go. We'll leave that overnight. That'll charge the battery enough to be able to get it started tomorrow. But yeah, basically the issue is the parasitic draw from the 2019. After I resprayed the car, I went out for a quick rip and Rex saw me. And Rex was, I don't know what he was driving in. He didn't have a Saturn Sky. Maybe he did have the Saturn Sky then, I can't remember. But his girlfriend just finished buying her Hyundai Elantra, and he ended up passing by me. I didn't even recognize him because I'd never seen the car before because his girlfriend just bought it. And he messaged me and said, hey, we're going up to the Bay truck stop. Come on up. So it's like, all right. So it was pretty late. It was around 6:37, and it was around this time of year. So, you know, at 7 o'clock it gets dark. So sure as the gods wear sandals, 7 o'clock hit, and I went to jump in the car. I turned the headlamp. I was like, man, I don't even know if my lights work. I turned them on, and only this one popped. This one stayed down. So I turned them off, turned them on again, turned them off, turned them on again. Still the same thing. She would not pop the right light. So we popped the hood, and then Rex loosened the cap because there's like a dial on here. You can turn it and it opens them up. So you can manually open and close the headlamps. And when he did that, then it just popped up on its own, so it was locked shut. When it was in that locked position, it wasn't drawing. Now I can tell when there's a problem with the headlamp themselves because I'll disconnect the battery and hook it back up, and you can hear the headlights go cha-chunk, cha-chunk, cha-chunk. You can hear them engaging for some reason, and they're not supposed to do that, and the old ones were doing that. So that's why I replaced the motors. Turns out I guess I was wrong in replacing the motors because that didn't fix the problem. There's something else wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this like this overnight. Should be okay. The charger is in a location where water shouldn't get to it, and the battery, well, it's sealed. So, and if anything happens, well, it's fully insured, so pretty sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna grab the I'm gonna jump in the truck, I guess. We'll take a rip over to Value Village. I've always wanted to check out that thrift store. Do I really need to go there? You know what? Let's go ask Google if they're open tomorrow. I'd rather go with this. I don't feel like driving the truck all the way down there just to be thoroughly disappointed. Is Value Village open tomorrow?
Yes, Value Village at 390 Lakeshore Drive is open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Sweet. Alright guys, expect another two-parter because that's what it's going to be. We're going to go to Value Village tomorrow. And it'll be the last drive in Dirty Bird of 2021. Next year, like I said, we're going to get that front end friggin' patched, get the front end links done, have it looked over by a certified mechanic who knows that shit. And well, this thing's pretty basic. It uses the same damn suspension setup as a friggin' truck, so you can find parts for 1988 Sierra, you can find parts for Firebird. There's not too much different as far as the front end goes. The same damn, my buddy Chuck showed me that. He's like, look, he showed me in my old 89 Sierra versus that thing. He goes, same power steering pump, same power steering rack, same everything in the front end. He's like, literally the only difference is this one's on the ground and the other one's a little higher up. Alright guys, it's a new day. And we are going to go, oh, look at this, look at this, look at that. Oh, they're calling for rain today. It's like, oh, oh. You know what, this is another video on its own. I got this thing given to me from work. They were going to throw it, buddy was going to throw it out. And I'm like, well, I'll take it. Maybe I can turn it into like a Linux box or something. And I came up with a new idea for it. It's got an AGP slot, or PCI Express 16 slot, right? I have a couple little video cards, like a AMD 380 and a 960 NVIDIA sitting in there. I slam one of those in there, put Windows 10 on it, make it another Bitcoin miner, and make more revenue. Just a thought. I know, it probably wouldn't get much hash. Is that what we're calling it now? Anyway, guys, let's see if my big stupid plan to fire up the car is actually somewhat successful. Okay, now this reminds me, this weather here reminds me of that one time in December when I tried last year to make that stupid tent out there. Yeah, I'll unplug the power cord from here. Alright, let's go and take care of the hood latch. Disconnecting the battery, take that charger out from underneath the hood, and see if this thing will start. Alright, survey says... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, man. Like a boss. Okay. Now, I remembered yesterday when I hooked you guys up in here the angle of the dangle look like. So what I'm gonna do is, is Oreo still outside? That works out. I forgot to charge this thing last night. Plug the USB-C battery pack right into the ass end of it. And she's charging. Okay, just gonna let this thing run for a minute, get the dog inside, and I'll be with you guys in a moment. Alright guys, I came down to the mall because Treasure Hunt's in there. Treasure Hunt is kind of like when a transport gets into an accident on the highway and they can't sell the wares. It goes to Treasure Hunt and they sell it for like 80% off. So you can buy like a Keurig in there, regular like $100. You can pick it up for like 20. They may have what I'm looking for. So we're going to pop in there and take a look. Let's go. Alright, I just came out of Treasure Hunt there. I don't know if you can see in the back seat, but I managed to get a fanny pack. I've wanted one for like bike fishing or just going for a rip down to the bank with a pack of friggin' worms, a pack of Senkos, and a pack of, you know, just why carry the whole bag when I can just carry a rod, a bucket, and a fanny pack and just go for a little running gun. A little hot drop, if you will. And I got, remember guys, last year I did that cooking on my birthday and I bought that Coleman pot set. Well, they had it at Treasure Hunt, and it was 80% off the sticker price. So regular is $12.97. I ended up paying like $3 for it. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that. It's got the exact same kit as the one I have at home. So I'm just gonna leave one in my camping gear, and the other one I'll just probably leave it on the bike for when we do biking catch clean cooks this summer, because that could happen again, because that was a lot of fun. Anyway, now we're going to head over to Value Village and see if they got anything. Please start car, please start car, please start car. Of course she's going to start. This thing's a champion. Let's go over to the VV Boutique. Alrighty, well, Value Village was kind of a bust. That's it back there. It was kind of a bust, so I ended up going to Metro. They have a deal on steaks and I wanted to partake, so I did. And now I think we're just going to go ripping around, waste some gas, and then go home, park this thing. So let's go. Perfect, she's in here. We're good. We are good. I did exactly what I wanted to do. Give myself a lot of room on this side in case I need to use my bench this winter. And I gave myself a wee bit of room on this side here just so I can get by if I need to go in the back and grab a shovel or something. So that's perfect. Now, you guys remember, I put the snowblower in here. Garbage can go rig here or whatever. And we got this whole driveway wide open for exciting things. Oh yeah, I gotta grab my shit out of the car. Should take this thing in the house and set it up one of these days and make sure the rats didn't get to it, and by the rats I mean the mice. I did take one of your guys' advice, threw some balance sheets in there. He said it was good deterrent. Take your word for it and give her a go. Got our ice fishing sled here, rods, auger's in the garage. You can see it back there leaning up. So we got the auger, got the heater, we got the tent, tackle is in with the rods, got her shovel, got her everything. So we're set there. Alright, well, let's put all this stuff back in the garage. And as you guessed it, we're going to do it in a time-lapse formation to some Christmas music. Let's go. Just like that, we're done. Looks like this winter I got my research and shit cut out for me. I need to research gardening. I need to research that parasitic loss and see exactly what drives the headlights and what could possibly be causing it to... What system is forcing the headlights to try and close when they're already closed. It's like there's a momentary contact switch that's not being triggered to shut the headlamp off. So it's constantly in the pull. For it to kill the battery in a month of just sitting there, that's a bit of an issue. So, oh. Anyway, we are home now. So yeah, this kit that I bought, I already had it. For $3, why not have it again? Also, this was 80% off, so $7. I think it was like $1.20. Anyway, I spent like tops $5 because I gave her a $5 bill and she gave me back a couple pennies. And by pennies, I mean a nickel and a dime. But this is a packable waste bag. Basically a packable freaking, yeah, a little fanny pack. So yeah, it just opens up into a fanny pack. And the case that it was in is actually inside the fanny pack. So you can pack it back in there when you're done using it. I don't know why anybody would buy something like this. Except for I bought it because it was $1 and I've wanted a fanny pack forever. Just for fishing. Like, you know, right now Lake Nipissing is still open. It's open till the end of November. Bass is still in season. Pike is still in season. So you can go and piss them off. Can't touch the walleye. But like, let's say one of these nights after work, I just decide to strap on the fanny pack and grab my rod and just go down there and hammer on some bass or try to piss off a pike. I could do that because it's an option. Oreo, for some reason, thinks this is a fun toy to play with. Here, he's special. Okay, I take it back. That actually packed up really easy. That's surprisingly easy to pack back up. I just don't understand why you'd have a packable waste bag. Like, what is the purpose of having a fanny pack, which you wear on you to store items, having it where you can break it down and then store it in the backpack? I don't understand the logic, but it's an item, so it is what it is. It's funny because Ozark Trail, and I know this because at Walmart, they sell Ozark Trail because that's their in-house brand. They sell a packable backpack. It's a 40-liter survival backpack, pretty much. Basically, it's like a school bag, but it packs into a pouch that you can chuck in your truck or something. Only reason why I could see that being useful is if you needed, like if you're going to be leaving your truck to go on foot somewhere, and you're like, oh, I got no way to carry all this. Well, why have a fully unfolded backpack when you could just have one that's in your glove box ready to deploy that can hold 40 liters worth of crap? Like if you had food and like an axe or something and a hatchet and some knives, whatever. Just something to, you know, a lighter, matches, stuff to, but you don't want to have the backpack deployed because you don't need it right away, but you're going on a day hike and you're like, shit, I wish I had a backpack so I can put my lunch and stuff in it so I didn't have to carry it and I could have free unencumbered hands. Then you could just quick deploy that and go. But I don't understand the logic for a fanny pack because it's already small to begin with. Making it even smaller just makes it that much easy to lose, I guess. I just work here. Anyway, it is what it is. And when I saw this deal here on steaks, I couldn't resist, so I grabbed 2 packs of these bastards, and they're going to be delicious. Anyway, guys, that's my show for today, so hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Sucks that we had to put Dirty Bird away, but if what happens, if what they're saying is going to happen happens, we're going to have snow before Remembrance Day, and that's November 11th, so we'll have to see what happens there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, remember, fish, lift, cycle, never stop. Oh, yeah, check out your local thrift stores. They might have some local gems. Okay, bye. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.